everybody, Sila here from Kardec UK. One more time, one more day. I wanna first apologize. It's been a while since I've been doing the videos. It's a little bit of stuff going on in my private life, so I'm not being able to get on the video so much. So I owe you. But today, as I promised, we're gonna talk about the spiritual bodies, subtle bodies, any kind of spiritual shape or form. So, shall we start? Let's go. So, as we talked before, we talk about the spiritual body, what is considered spiritual body in the Spiritism, by Allan Kardec or by the founders. And what it is, we have three bodies. We have physical, the perispirit, which is that layer of something in between the body and the spirit. So is where you kind of can see the aura, or the kind of if you see a spirit, you're gonna see that, most likely you're gonna see the that part of the body is just a thin layer of energy, is etheric energy. And then you have the soul. So all together that forms the body. I'm sorry about the light, it's raining here, it's very bad. Let me see if we can change a little. Anyway, so when we talk in Spiritism and Allan Kardec about the bodies, the spiritual bodies, that's what we refer to. Yet right now, I start a course of, I will start a course of Apometria, as we talked about, and they were talking about 7 bodies, and I was all confused. I was like, what are they talking about? So I was trying to research, and it was very confused because everybody calls something different. And I thought at one point that we talk about the spiritual body was one thing, and when we talk about subtle body, it was the 7 bodies, the spiritual body being the 3 ones that we just mentioned by Allan Kardec, and the 7 bodies being something totally different. So I was getting very, very confused. So what I got in touch with the person that's going to be teaching me Apometry when I start the course. It's this Brazilian guy. Actually, his name is Ricardo, and his brother Ivan, which he's very quiet, looks like. I talk all the time with Ricardo, but Ivan seems to be very quiet. But still, they do the job, and they're very serious into spiritualism. Like, they do things as should be. I'm really glad I found them, because I think when you learn something about spiritualism, or you're donating yourself to help others, there should be no one of the first things is money involved, and it should not be, it should be charitable. Charity we don't charge money for. And the other things is that they need to know what they're talking about. They cannot just say, ooh, I feel it has to be genuine, and I know they are. So what he went over this stuff really quickly, the subject with me, and then he gave me, I want to show you guys, he gave me his little book to print out. And I didn't know it was so many pages, so I did gladly, and I found out the information is here. It goes in very deep, but I just resumed for this video, so let's go dive it in. By the way, I'm translating all this into English at some point for them to use, but let's go get to the work, shall we? So we talk about the spiritual bodies, or somebody call subtle bodies, astral bodies, so many names, and these are the ones, the 7 layers. So this is more, it's more in detail. So let's start. So we're gonna start from the way they put it. They will divide in different areas, and I will explain. So we start with the physical body, which is also called Soma, S-O-A-M. Soma, physical body, is the body, is the where you house all your organs, is the vehicle to that you can live in this earth. That's what keeps your soul here. That's the way we live in this material world. We need our bodies. Without our bodies, we cannot live here, sustain life. So that's the number one, as you know. Everybody pretty aware of that. Then we have a call double etheric. Double etheric is, again, the thin layer in between your body, your physical body, and the astral body, which is basically the part of the perispirit. So in this section we're going to talk, you have your physical body, your perispirit, and your soul or spirit. The perispirit is divided in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. That's what it is. So we're going to talk about these 5 layers of the perispirit. So the double etheric is a part of these layers within the perispirit. So the double etheric is where your chakras resides, and organs have their luminous double of copies. So what I mean by the copy is the luminous is this. So what I say, when you see a spirit, you don't see clear. You see either see through, or you see the shape of a body with a light. So when you're looking at, when you see with your mind, because that's how you see spirits, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the out layer. And this is created by, of course, energy, and also the energy that exhales from your body. So it has a little bit of human energy and not. In the future, you might learn that for certain, like a healing work, like a spiritual healing, this part is the energy that the spirits need to work towards healing another person. Spirits cannot produce this kind of energy, only humans can. So that's why we donate energies for healing processes, or we concentrate, or we meditate. When we're doing that, we are bring out this energy. So basically our body is surrounded by that, and also is where the chakras, the fountains of energy reside. So you can see, people that can see the colorful parts, and the center, like the little epicenter of energies, which is the chakras. Anyways, moving on. Then we have another, it's not layers, but almost, let's put like layers so we understand. Then we have the astral body. And the astral body is a division where the emotions are. Your emotions resides, like the ego. Information or impressions or emotion nature are attached to this body. Family relationships, love relationships, emotional outbursts, negative feelings, unresolved attachments, addictions, for example, are all stored here. It is linked to your psycho-emotional state. It affects our immune systems. It's important in the healing and liberation process during apometry or other esoteric or spiritual healing. So this is the part where they're gonna try to find out if you have, like, you store emotions not only on not only on the spiritual, I think psychological too, when they try to look into your subconscious. That's the part the psychiatrist is trying to get into by talking to you, of course, on the unconscious level of spirituality. They're just trying to do the carnal work, but that's the part all your emotions are, according to the recent studies, since I'm so old and I'm back in the day. Anyways, and then you have another layer which is called the lower mind. That has the manifestations of the mind, the intelligence, the reasoning, the conscience, and more common thoughts. What I mean common thoughts here, because just being translated, my understanding was not just common thoughts. I mean the rapid thoughts, the intuitions. When you get a little spark of, you're doing one thing and it's suddenly, oh, let me do that way. So that's where intuitions come from. Perceptions and sensations, they are fixed in this body. Attachment to riches, power, and orderly pleasures, for example, will remain there until the person gives them up for their own good. So things that are not good, like, I mean, of course, everybody knows those things are not good, like vicious and what is that? Like, we talk about attachment to richness, or a person that is too likes too much money, uh, crave for power and try to get in power no matter which way, orderly pleasures like sex, for example. And we're not just talking about the normal, we talk about the people that are very into those things. And of course, those are bad things, are they? So that's why we're talking about. So that's the lower mind. Now we're going to go to superior mind. Guards thoughts, concepts, and abstract ideas. Everything that is or in our unconsciousness stores information about experiences that require correction by reincarnation. Okay, I made a mark by reincarnation, because what that means is that is the experiences, and sometimes your experiences were bad because in our past lives we all done boo-boos, and now we're here in this incarnation or this life try to fix, as you learn on my other readings from Kardec. So that's the reason why we are in this planet, in this moment alive, because we have to rescue what we done wrong in other lives, and we are unconscious of that. So guess what? That is when the veil of forgiveness comes, so we cannot remember our past lives. And the reason for that is that we're doing now from our hearts. We don't have to know what we've done to try to forcibly fix and behave like angels. We have to do because it's coming from our hearts. Like, let's say in the past life you were the aggressor of somebody. This life, the person you abuse come as your son or daughter. So from your heart you're gonna love this person, and this person's gonna love you normally, and that's how you rescue what you've done in the past life. So that aggression that you cause is stored on your superior mind. So again, when we have spiritual healing, sometimes they're gonna the mediums or the spirits, they're gonna see that, and sometimes they're gonna be able to clarify that to you, and sometimes they will not be able to clarify that to you. They can give you some energy, they can help you feel better and progress with your daily activities, feeling a little bit better, but they might not be able to tell you or to try to help you solve the problem in a more direct way. So this is the superior mind. Then you had Buddhi. It's called Buddhi. I think that's Hindu. Is conscientious, intuitive, moral part of the Atma. The Atma is the spirit, the spiritual. We're going to talk in a minute. So it's still a little bit of a part of that, but it's still part of the perispirit with those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies. So it's still part of that, but it's the more conscious, intuitive, moral part of the Atma, which is your spirit. It stores the records or memories of all your past lives, good and bad. So the superior mind was more the abstract ideas, information. This one is the what actually happens, good or bad, experience in past lives, plans and supervises the incarnation program on the momentary incarnation, receives information from all other subtle bodies. So it's like what everything meets. So what we're talking about here, maybe some of you are not aware, we believe, spiritualists like me, myself, from the read Kardec and this, we believe that before you're born, you agree with the plan. Like, let's say, in this life, you're going to be poor or rich, or you're going to be born into this family, or you're going to be healthy, unhealthy. you're gonna disincarnate at this age. Everything is already programmed and accepted by you, because let's say, oh, your parents are gonna be those people here. These people are people that possibly done bad to you in the past life, or you done bad to them. So in this life, you come together as a family to try to rescue that part that you guys messed up in the life before, to learn to love each other, and to love and be respectful. Whatever is missing, you're gonna live this many years because you have to go through these things. Let's say you're gonna die of a certain disease because, let's say, what can I say, heart disease. You're gonna heart let's say, I'm just giving examples here. You're gonna die of heart disease because in the past life you gave somebody poison that affect their heart, something like that, everything is related to what we done, and that's why things happen certain ways. Of course, I'm not talking about everything. Don't get affected by that, because we live in a planet. The planet has its own way of material living. Things happens on this planet. So let's say we have a tsunami, and doesn't mean because you are at the tsunami scene that you were meant to suffer and disincarnate right there, because that's the way it is. A lot of people that were present there, for example, were meant to be there. That was part of their life plan, and a lot of people just got caught up because they live in a planet where things like that happen. Do you know what I mean? It's not everything. I mean, God never makes a mistake. Accordingly to Allan Kardec, things happen the way it should happen. However, because you disincarnate at a tsunami, doesn't mean you're there because your last time you didn't help people that were on the middle of a water flood, and now that's how we're gonna go. It could mean that you're just there and that was your time to go, and because the tsunami happens, they just put you in the mix, basically, in a simple way. Sorry if I talk too simple. It's hard for me to explain sometimes things as I understand. All right, so moving on, let me keep on track. The next body we're going to talk about is the Atma, or spiritual. Atma, again, I think is Hindu name for. So that's the highest, the superior, the top one is your spirit, basically. Is the I am, or the divine spark. Is the connection with all realities of the universe, with the divine and its laws, whether the monarch structures that supports our earthly life are kept, the DNA code and the original programs of each spirit. We talk about DNA not of our bodies as we see in science, but the DNA, how our spirits are made. The Atma coordinates all other bodies. So this is your spirit, and this spirit coordinates everything else. All the bodies, in fact, even the physical body, because your spirit tells what your physical body should do. The other thing I want to touch up really quickly, that is one of the bodies that influences the other body. There's one of the bodies here that I read that says influences your autoimmune immune systems. I cannot find right now. But anyways, we think that a lot of diseases comes from your emotions. So if you have an emotion stored in you, like stress, that will affect something in your body, and then you're going to become somehow sick of something. And we also believe the emotions are transferred by thoughts. So you, the way you can control that is by controlling your thinking. Let's say if you like right now, I was here doing some work and I'm thinking about bills, 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 bills. That's gonna bring anxiety on me. So when I got myself thinking about bills in a negative way, I go, oops, I should not be thinking like that. Let's go thinking about bills in a positive way. How can we think about bills in a positive way? Well, I learned that we can. I learned that we go by I'm actually thankful that I have my mobile bill to pay, because that means I have a mobile. There's people that don't have. You know what I mean? And it's not in the way of thinking you're better than other people that don't have mobile. It's in the way of saying, if I have a bill, it's because I have something that I need and I enjoy using. So see how you can change everything. You can change everything to positive, and the way you think is the way that affects your persona and your spirit and your physical body. So I know that sounds really out there, and it is, because I am trying to make myself better and learn in a spiritual way. And I'm not saying everybody should do the same. I'm just saying that because I'm here now, I want to push to here. But it's true, if I get here, that is so much more. So it's a never ending road. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more ahead and ahead and ahead. Of course, doing that with simplicity and being down to earth and not glorifying myself for anything, because I don't know better than anybody else. I'm here to pass on what I know to everybody, and hopefully everybody can grow with that and learn with me. And not everything I say by all means is the true, the absolute truth, or I'm just learning. I'm just here making videos as I go through. So I might say a lot of things that are wrong, or I might say a lot of things that you don't agree. And I tell everybody what I do is I research, even though I hate reading and I don't like translating. But I research, and nowadays we have so much internet and so much help on researching things that, no kidding, is so easy now. So yeah, if you don't agree with something, go check, see if you agree with what I say. If maybe you can find out that I say something wrong or something that doesn't correspond, so please let me know, because then I can correct myself as well and actually go back to these people. For example, Ricardo Sanfelippo, which I'm very thankful already. I can go back to and say, look, you say something wrong here. But I doubt it, because he has over 40 years of experience, and he's a great medium, and he's a great person, and you know, he done all this work, and he's teaching this new technique called Apometria to anybody that want to learn, but not in English yet, because I have to translate that, and then we might be able to teach that. But this is something that we only learn in person. That is not something you can learn over the internet, and you cannot even practice this by yourself. It has to be in a group of mediums, and everybody has a function, everybody working away. So if you do a section of healing to heal a person, you have to have, I think he say optimum 7 people, 7, and maybe 3 being mediums, like really mediums that can see things. So it's not a joke or a little thing. It's very serious, this. And yeah, so hopefully as I learn I can explain more to you guys. But in the future, if anybody wanna actually participate on those, you have to be, you know, you have to take this course of 6 months, I think, practical 6 months, and then after that it's something for life. It's not something you can just stop doing, come back, you can take a day off, but it's something you have to become a lifestyle. Anyways, I talked too much. Thank you so much for watching. If you please like the button, subscribe, and let's go learn more every day. All right, bye, have a nice day, bye.